Hindi or Urdu version is in description.
November 23rd, 2025. For most people, it was just another ordinary day. But for two children in Sambhal, this date silently marked the end of their childhood. When 10-year-old Divya and her 12-year-old brother Krishna returned home from school that afternoon, they found their mother Ruby sitting in panic. Her face was pale, her voice shaking, her eyes restless. She told them something that made their hearts stop. Their father, 32-year-old Rahul Kumar, was missing. No calls, no messages, no information. Ruby tried to calm the children by saying that maybe their father had gone to his aunt's house to help their wedding preparations. They called the aunt. Rahul wasn't there. They called friends, relatives, neighbors. No one had seen him. The children broke down in tears as they watched their mother spiral into fear. That night, a question hung heavy in the air. Where was Rahul Kumar? Little did anyone know that the truth was far darker than a missing person case. What lay ahead would become Sambhal's most horrifying murder story. Rahul Kumar lived in Chunni Mohalla Chandausi Sambhal district. He was a hard-working man, a mason by profession, who also ran a small shoe and slipper business from the ground floor of his house. Rahul had lost his parents years ago. About 15 years earlier, he married Ruby in a love marriage. They had two children and appeared to live a modest, stable life. But appearances often lie. After several attempts to locate Rahul, Ruby finally went to Chandausi Police Station on November 24th, 2025 and filed a missing person report. The police registered the complaint and began the preliminary inquiries. But days passed, then weeks. There were no leads, no witnesses, and no clues. It was as if Rahul had vanished into thin air. Until December 15th, 2025, around 9 am near Chandausi Police Station, locals noticed something disturbing. A group of stray dogs had gathered near a drain close to Patrua Eidgah, aggressively pulling at something floating inside. The stench was unbearable. People covered their noses and stepped back. When some people looked closely, their legs trembled. The dogs were tearing apart mutilated human body parts. Police and forensic teams rushed to the scene. Due to the dense residential area, a large crowd gathered quickly. Nearby, officers found a travel bag. Inside it, wrapped in a plastic, were pieces of human flesh. The body had been dismembered. There was no head, no hands, no legs. The skin had almost decomposed completely, making identification nearly impossible. This was a no longer missing person case. It was now a blind murder investigation. The body was sent to mortuary for the identification. 5 days had been passed, but no one came for the identification or to claim it. On December 20th, 2025, the post-mortem was conducted, and police found one crucial information. On the upper left arm, it was written Rahul, and it was a tattoo that changed everything. Now police began to check the missing file complaints in the area, and that is the moment when they came across the missing complaint of 24th November filed by Ruby. The timeline was matched, and police called Ruby to identify the body, and what came next shocked everyone. Ruby looked at the body and she refused to identify it, and when police officers showed her the tattoo, she clearly denied that this belongs to her husband. And that reaction didn't make any sense. A woman whose husband had been missing for almost a month didn't show any hesitation or any reaction to that body. Police instincts were triggered. Something was really wrong. Police called Ruby again, and this time they asked for Rahul's pictures. And this is the moment when Ruby made her biggest mistake. In one of the photos, Rahul was wearing a t-shirt with the words "Time for Change." This is the same quote, "Time for Change," that was found with the body. The same t-shirt, "Time for Change," was going to change the time for Ruby forever. The message was clear, and this wasn't a coincidence. Rahul Kumar was known as an honest, hard-working man. Ruby, on the other hand, had a reputation. Over time, she had allegedly become involved in blackmail operations using Facebook and Instagram. She would trap them, threaten them with false cases, and extort money. She was notorious in Chandausi and Rajpura areas. Multiple fake harassment and assault cases had been filed by her in different police stations. Her brother Jugnu was also had a criminal record with 8 to 10 criminal cases currently lodged in Moradabad jail. Locals always avoided Ruby and police officers knew her well. Rahul also knew about her activities and it caused frequent conflicts between them. But what he didn't know, how close his death already was. Ruby became involved with Abhishek, a man embroiled in a land dispute near Sainik Churaha. Using her woman victim card, Ruby filed a false molestation case against Abhishek's rival, for which she charged him 1.5 lakh. And that's when their affair began. Later, Ruby grew closer to Gaurav, Abhishek's close friend. She used to call him brother in front of everyone. Even her children called him Gaurav Mama. At one point, Ruby, Abhishek, and Gaurav traveled together to Nainital. There, Abhishek caught Ruby and Gaurav in a compromising position. The fallout was ugly. Abhishek backed out. Gaurav stayed, and Ruby chose him. In mid-November, Rahul had gone out to buy wedding supplies for his niece, and Ruby believed that he wouldn't return for several days. On November 17th, at around 11 p.m., Ruby called Gaurav to her house. She sent her children to sleep in a nearby godown. At 2 a.m., Rahul unexpectedly returned home. What he saw shattered him. Ruby and Gaurav together. An argument exploded. A violent fight followed. Rahul shouted that he would expose them socially, publicly destroy their image. And as Rahul tried to throw Ruby out of the house, she screamed at Gaurav, "Kill him." Gaurav grabbed an iron rod and struck Rahul's head, and Ruby followed using a hammer meant for shoe nails. Rahul Kumar died in his own home. At dawn, Ruby sent children to school. Then the cleanup began. Gaurav rented a tile cutting grinder. Ruby bought plastic bags and 2 large travel bags. They dismembered Rahul's body, head separated, limbs removed, blood everywhere. To distract the children, Gaurav picked them from the school and took them to a restaurant while Ruby cleaned the crime scene. Later, they told children that they were going to a Rajghat for a trip. The children didn't know that in the car's trunk lay their father's severed head and limbs. And when the daughter asked about the bags, Ruby said they contained broken idols meant for immersion. One bag containing body parts were thrown into the Ganga river. That night, Gaurav dumped the other bag into the drain near Eidgah. If you have made it this far, take a pause, like the video, and consider subscribing to the channel so that you won't miss out any content. 5 days later, Ruby staged a missing drama. She thought that his body would never be found, but she was wrong. DNA tests now are being matched with the children. Police claim that now they have sufficient electronic and physical evidence, which includes bloodstains, weapons, and footprints. Justice is closing in. This case isn't just about a crime, it is about what happens when greed replaces the responsibility and when relationships are being used as tools. The 2 innocent lives of those children had been changed forever, and these are not their choices, but the choices the others made for them. Let this story be a reminder: if a relationship feels toxic, walk away. If conflicts feels unbearable, seek for help. Violence is never a solution, and deception always leaves its trails. Justice may take time, but the truth cannot be hid forever. And every choice that we make today will shape the tomorrow of others that depends on us. So choose responsibility, choose honesty, and choose life. If you like this video, then I would request you to check out our other videos as well. The link is in description.